Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got into this mess. Well, it goes a little like this. Today, I'm on the hunt for two hot and steamy pieces of cheesy garlic bread. Ashley had the first bread basket, and Ada had the second. In addition to this, my goal was to try and see if I could beat Resident Evil 4 without reloading any guns. So of course, the first thing I did with my extremely limited ammo was use it on some random Spanish guy. I used my masterful unlocking skills to save Luis and got information on Ashley's whereabouts. I also almost died, but that will become a recurring trend. Our first boss was Del Lago, the most dinosaur sounding salamander I ever heard. Now, you can't use guns on Del Lago, and the harpoons are thrown by hand, so it doesn't break the rules. But what are the rules of a run like this anyway? First up, we cannot reload any of our guns. The second that ammo count hits 0, it is discarded from my inventory. All the guns we have will have a maximum damage upgrades. This means that I get the most bang for my buck. Next up, I'm not allowed to use my knife or any melee attacks. And finally, I am allowed to use one grenade of each type, because yes, they have their own separate ammo counts. Now, with all that techno babble out of the way, it's time to read the locals American style.
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with
Bread.
How rude! And I don't believe there's any relevance with my figure and my standing.
The cabin fight was a thing that existed, and it was going well. No thanks to me. Luis was doing all the work. I was a little distraction for the attackers.
Okay, $19 Fortnite card. Who wants it?
After that, I ran past the troll under the bridge with Ashley, and I continued running straight into more trouble. Now, the fight with Mendez was the first instance of the game getting on my nerves. The weird thing about handguns in Resident Evil 4 is that you have to stand a specific distance away from the enemy in order for your shots to do the maximum damage advertised in the merchant screen. It was a little weird, but it wasn't anything I couldn't handle. So with some proper positioning and about 40 attempts, I used only the Blacktail, the Punisher, and about 3 rifle shots. Now, the second phase was where things got even worse during the Mendez fight, because those 3 rifle shots took an additional 40 attempts to place properly so that Mendez would die without me being weaponless. And no, I was not going to use any of the other guns, and you'll see why later on. Eventually, I turned Mendez into Swiss cheese, and Ashley and I made our way to the castle. But before we could get in, there was one more obstacle, the truck heading straight for us. What was my solution? Shoot the driver? No. I took out the egg that was baking in my pocket for the last 6 hours and served it sunny side up. Okay, Ashley, you're gonna have to be very quiet. I'm hunting Garradors. During the second part of Waterhall, I got a weird case of Pac-Man fever just running around the guys. I have no idea why Salazar decided to design his castle like this, but I wasn't really one to judge oddly shaped buildings. Apparently, Ashley also got a case of Pac-Man fever after Waterhall because she ran headfirst into a corner and straight up died. You know, I have to hand it to Salazar. The encounters and the traps were tough, but the only thing here that fazed me was the lack of employees' rights. There was no hazard pay whatsoever for these guys.
Leon. I got it.
Wow, Lewis, we were bros. He even did the whole corny one-liner thing with me back in the village.
It's game time.
I paid my respects, and then I got grifted with even more bad news. Ashley was still alive. However, her dying would have been really hard to explain to Hunnigan, so I guess it all worked out. I decided to give Ashley some more blunt force trauma because getting dropped as a baby wasn't enough for the poor girl, and we have Leon ride the world's most dangerous platform to the lava room. You know how they say not to fight fire with fire? Well, they never said anything about more eggs. The night room honestly scared me quite a bit, but it was actually very underwhelming. Also, I did some more clowning around in Salazar's castle, including knifing the bulbs, which was pretty cool. I did not know you could do that, but I saw somebody else online do it. And I skipped the Los Gigantes fight because I was not wasting ammo. I was convinced for some reason that you had to use the RPG you found in Salazar's castle in order to kill Dos Garradors, but a fully upgraded riot gun did the trick just fine, and I still had a couple of shots remaining. Beating Salazar took the power of friendship, and this cool RPG I found. Ada gives us a ride all the way to the military island, and I would like to show off the final 4 weapons we have to complete the game with. Can we do it? Now, not to sound too traumatized or anything, but the military island was giving me an absolute aneurysm. First, Ada ditched me, so that's one of our bread baskets gone. Next, I have to face this god-awful door, and I can't burn the crossbow guys because I used my fire grenade on Salazar's elevator. Now, we get to the bulldozer part. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to begin. There are about 15 guys at least stunlocking me to death, and there's the older brother of the first truck I destroyed in the village wanting revenge, and then Ashley decides to drop her hot new single called Leon Help, like as if I can't hear her and she's not literally invincible. But after Chapter 5-2, it only got worse. Chapter 5-3 takes us to the U3 boss fight, and I honestly can't believe it took this long to be forced to use our knife due to a lack of ammo. It was a tanky monster, so I used the 2 fire barrels, about 2 to 3 magnum shots, and I stabbed him the rest of the way. Now, if this challenge was possible beforehand, it certainly wasn't now. See, the game is programmed for Krauser to be ridiculously weak to the knife. Other methods either take too long or they need too much ammo. Want to see me run past Chapter 5-4? Want to see me do it again? I killed the red bandana man faster than JJ could even react. And eventually, we make it to Saddler.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
To fight Saddler, I shot the red barrels and I pulled out our good old reliable to damage him as much as possible. After using every single bullet I had left, Ada finally tossed the red rocket and I blasted Saddler like a SpaceX rocket. Looks like half of my garlic bread is toast. At least I still have Ashley. Now how am I gonna find Ada?
Come on, let's just get to the cathedral. And then I'll tell you everything.
Can you beat Resident Evil 4 without reloading any weapons? Technically, yes, you can. But unlike my previous no reloading challenges, I had to cave and I used the knife at certain parts. I honestly spent more bullets shooting at various things in the environment to progress than I did on the enemies themselves. But with the knife and with damage upgrades, it is 1000% possible. Comment your favorite challenge run for Resident Evil 4 or improvements for this run. Thanks for listening to me yap, and I'll see all you chaps.